Hello everybody, welcome to first ever episodes of Curail listings. I'm your host Yuval Hania. On this episode, let's take a book called 21 Lessons for the 21st Century written by Yuval Noah Harari. Let's explore what's in this book. This book was published in 2018, so you can consider this book as a fresh book. It's not that old because it will be definitely something relevant. So the book consists of approximately 300 to 350 pages, and I think you probably, if you are reading it, you can finish in 3 to 4 days if you are maintaining consistency for 100 pages for one single day. At the end of the day, page really doesn't matter. What's the content inside the book? That matters a lot. Let's see what's inside this book. Basically, there are 21 chapters. As the title of the book says, 21 lessons for the 21st century. These 21 lessons are divided into 5 main parts. It may be the technological challenge, the political challenge, despair and hope, truth and resilience. These are the 5 parts through which all these 21 lessons are divided. In the introduction of the book, the opening statement says that the world deluged by irrelevant information, clarity is power. The author basically says his focus is on the current affairs and the immediate future of human societies. He wants to give the reader a clarity. He wants us to join the debate of the future of our species. We usually don't do that. So if you are sitting with your friends and family, do you ever discuss that where the human species is going? Never. We never do that. When you will be with your friends or family, you'll be discussing what's happening there, why did this happen. You may discuss some politics, but you never discuss where the society is heading towards. So that is something most common. Else we'll be totally busy with our own chores. So we'll be doing something, we'll be busy with our own work. It happens with each one of us. But the author wants us to debate about, he wants us to join the debate about where the human species is heading towards. In this book, there is more about bad side of technology, and the author mentions too. He wants to show you the bad sides of technology. It does not cover all the impacts of new technologies. It is not possible. You cannot explain everything within just 300 pages. And his intention in the book is to highlight mainly threats and dangers. Maybe you can consider it as from technologies. There are many chapters in each section. We'll try to describe some of this chapter briefly. We don't want to go deep inside. If you want to go thoroughly what he is saying, if you're interested in it, you need to take out and read that book. We are definitely not promoting all these things. We want to give the quality information. This book has taken maybe years for him to write this one. If you can get whatever it is written, maybe within 15 minutes, a little glimpse, I'm telling you, it's not something deep way. So if you are getting a little glimpse of it, it's totally fine. Watch it. Then let's get into the part 1, that is technological challenge. Basically, what's the most important thing that we need today? It's nothing but smartphone and an internet connection. That is the most important thing that we need today. Without that, you cannot make digital payments. That is the most important thing, that is smartphone and an internet connection. The internet has literally changed everything. If you are watching this video, then you have internet connection. You have a very good smartphone. What internet has done? Let's get into it. Basically, one of the most important thing that changed the world is flow of information. Flow of information is everything, most probably everything. I will explain you how. Let us take an example. When you buy a product on Amazon, you are transferring information. That's it. You are just transferring information. When you add a product to your cart, you are not actually adding a product to your cart. You are just transferring information when you click a button. And when you book it, what happens is that information is stored in their database and they get the order. Then they place your product. And when it comes to innovations, maybe innovation in biotech, the revolution in biotech and infotech. Till now we were seeing everything what's outside, how the internet has changed the world. But the biotech can also change what's going within us. What are those technologies? I'm leaving this question for you. I want you to see all the things. I want you to explore. I don't know everything Of course, in biotechnology you cannot learn everything. It is also mentioned that how you cannot learn everything. You can just be a small part of any big organization. It is collectively run. It's not something like one individual runs everything. It's not possible. We are all dependent. There is a whole space written for just self-driving cars. It's interesting. When there is a mention of self-driving cars, he mentions about of course I haven't seen them live. I have seen them on YouTube. Self-driving cars. I don't know much about self-driving cars, but I can tell you that you don't require another human to drive a car through GPS and everything. It just drives itself. That's a great thing. When you look at it in terms of maybe innovation, that's fantastic. But it's going to definitely hit the job market. Then maybe you don't require another driver to drive a car. Right? So then you need to think, is it really good? Is it really going in a good way? Yeah, maybe there may be a different solutions. Let's see further. So what are the advantages of self-driving cars? The advantages are super interesting. Today, if there is any change in policy in traffic rules, just take for example, there is a change in traffic rules. So do you think that all human beings will follow the traffic rules? Definitely not. One or the other person will break that rules. But when it comes to machines and algorithms, it's not like that. So if you give one single instruction for one algorithm, and if it updates throughout the country, so it gets updated instantly. Do you think it's more efficient? 100% is more efficient than what it is today. Maybe you can reduce the accidents through self-driving cars. You can significantly reduce all those things what's happening around. That's for sure. Hence you cannot stop them. It will hit the job market, so you cannot stop them. That's what he says. That's what is mentioned here. I really like the way how he explained about algorithms. If you are watching this on YouTube, if YouTube algorithm suggests for you this, if it suggests this, then you will click it. Else nobody is going to click it. Very few people, they actually search for this and land on this page. It's not possible. Algorithm is everything. If the algorithm pushes probably for 10,000 people, at least 1,000 may click that. If it reaches like millions of people, maybe 10,000 may click that. Some people have made their career out of YouTube. What if algorithm stops suggesting their content to the people? It will slowly reduce. Their viewership is going to slowly reduce. Right? So basically, algorithm is everything. But the negative side is, maybe not negative side, that's the fact. YouTube doesn't feel happy. YouTube's algorithm doesn't feel happy when it suggests a video and you click it. It doesn't feel happy. When a human suggests you something, when I suggest some of my friends, read this book, this is a best book, this is a wonderful book. And when he or she take that book and read it and then gives me a review, I feel a little bit satisfied. Yeah, I said that he or she read that book. It's great. We feel something, right? So we feel that happiness, or we enjoy the things. So that probably the algorithm doesn't have. The algorithm doesn't have that one. At least for today, the algorithm doesn't enjoy what it is doing. Probably in the future, we'll discuss about that too, about consciousness and intelligence. We'll discuss on that too. And before, when I said that algorithms everywhere, it's not only in the media sector, it's in the financial sector too. So most of the things have changed, especially banking sector. Just think how it will be when your application, maybe loan application, you want to start a business and you are applying loan in a bank. And if that business loan application is analyzed by algorithm, you find it a little bit interesting, and at the same time you feel bad, right? So till now the applications or maybe anything, it was processed by human beings, but now what if it is analyzed by just mere algorithm? And it's going to be difficult because that is going to search everywhere. It may analyze complete data about you, maybe everywhere. Where did you purchase loan and everything, your credit score and everything it may read, and then it may decide that it want to give you a loan, or your loan application must be approved or not. Then it will decide. Human cannot do that. He will see your application and then he decides that he may see your business plan and then he may decide that he want to give you a loan or not. But algorithm is far more capable than a human. So it can analyze millions of data and then it may decide, right? Basically this situation may come in future, at least it's not happening around me now, right? Let's see in the future if it happens or not. He makes us aware about all these things. What if algorithm is doing that? So I have said that we will discuss about consciousness and intelligence. Basically, I'm not going to take you in a deep way. On the surface level, if you want to know what consciousness and intelligence is, maybe you may get so many people out on YouTube who explains consciousness and intelligence. You may get a better deep answers on YouTube too. Search it. You may get a better answers, but in this book he writes that intelligence is nothing but it is the ability to solve problems. Consciousness is something is the ability to feel things. It may be feel pain, joy, happiness, everything through our biochemical reactions. Only thing we can take away from here is probably machines are not conscious yet, but they are intelligent. So that's it for technological challenge. These were the few points, summarized points from technological challenge. Let's get into the part 2. Most of this part I couldn't summarize, and I don't wanted to summarize this part because if I do that, it will be like out of context. I want you to read this part specifically, taking the book by opening this book. Okay, it's interesting. It's something what I call as a little bit subjective. I cannot agree all the things whatever he is saying on this one. There are interesting chapters. It may be on community, civilization, nationalism, religion, and immigration. One thing is when it talks about community, what I'm telling is it may be online community or offline community. Maybe through Facebook, when the Facebook emerged in 2000. Maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 times in these years, it considerably took off. Maybe in India on 2012, 13, 14, in these years, it considerably took off. Now, today we are all on Facebook, either on Instagram, we are all connected. Yes, we respond online, but there is a far more difference between online community and offline one. Maybe a group you have formed, not on Facebook, but in the real world. Some people tell that Facebook is a real world. Yeah, but still it's online. You are communicating something in the form of text, in the form of video, but not in the form of person. Here he mentions that crucial test for all these social platforms will come when somebody will invent a new tool. So that new tool, it needs less time online and more time offline. So you need to do something useful offline. So such kind of tool, maybe somebody may invent in the future. So when he or she invents it, we all people rush towards using that particular tool. Then comes the problem for these social tools, these social media platforms. Then you get a problem. It's very interesting, right? So when you are spending something, you'll get a tool like yes, there may be a lot of apps today. They reward you for walking, exercise. They reward you for that. They reward you for using public transport. A lot of apps like that. What I explained is just one single part of a community. What he has said. I'm leaving out a lot of from this part. I'm leaving it for you to explore. That's it for part 2. Keep it short and let's get into the part 3. This part basically consists of 5 chapters. It talks on terrorism, war, God, humility, and secularism. One chapter I really liked, and I really found that it is something what's all happening, what's we are noticing around. So I want to talk about it. That's war. Maybe we have read in our history textbook that about First World War, Second World War. Do you really think that in the 21st century such massive destructions is going to happen? So I pray that it shouldn't happen. Definitely 100% that shouldn't happen, because that's going to affect each and everything. So why do you want to make such a big destruction, right? So you may notice in Second World War, when they dropped nuclear on in Japan, that's still affecting. Those radiations are still affecting. Why is it so difficult for major countries to wage a war? They have nuclear weapons. Most of the countries have nuclear weapons today. But why it is difficult to wage a war? One such reason is it will change the nature of the economy. It's going to affect each and everything. Even if you are buying a bread over here, it may affect that one. If you consider several years back, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years back, the assets were in terms of material. Today assets are not material. It's most probably everything is in digital. You can steal everything, whatever is present in the physical form. You cannot steal something which is intangible. And whatever even they get out of the war, a winning country, whatever it gets, it's least. We all know that war is actually destructive. It may be physical, what the war is, or it may be through digital or cyber warfare or bio war or anything. These are all something called as destructive. It is not constructive. We all know it. Hope no such thing happen in the future. Let's get into the part 4. In this part, he explains, as I've said maybe a few minutes back, that each and everybody cannot know everything. It's simply not possible. Maybe if you want to build an aircraft, one individual cannot build it. Like, definitely you need a team and an organization. Basically nobody knows everything. That's 100% sure. There is so many chapters in part 4 truth. It may be ignorance, justice, post-truth and science fiction. One of the things what I liked is it's on science fiction in the early 21st century. Perhaps the most important artistic genre is science fiction, maybe in terms of movies. Recently I watched a movie called Tenet. Even that's a science fiction movie based on physics. Some of the things I didn't understand it properly, and some of it I got it. We all watch movies, but very few people read a new article, a new development in science. Even these kinds of books, it's a well marketed book too. Very few people read it. And just imagine how many people have read articles. So if you are watching till here, then I must assume that you are very few people on this planet who have patience to listen to something what's inside that book. So the science fiction movies plays a very important role, how it is influencing the thoughts of our generation towards the future science. That's what he says. And in the part 5, resilience, this part consists of 3 chapters. I found it that one chapter is very important. It's education. So we all debate a lot. He says that much of what we learn in schools and colleges will go obsolete in maybe a few years. In 2050, nobody knows what you are learning today. It may be worth it or not, because you get updated as the technology gets updated. New tools will hit the market, and you need to change for that. You need to adapt for that. So giving information is just not enough. Today, everybody, like, what's in a textbook, we will get it through textbook. You're just getting information. Even if you Google it, you will get it. Actually, the author says schools should switch for 4 C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration and creativity. So there comes a point where you don't really want to change. Do you think you will be able to adapt when you are 50 years old? It's not possible. That's what he says here. It becomes difficult and people don't want to adapt when they are 50 years old, 50, 60 years old, right? Maybe your life savings and everything, you don't want to put it into a risk. You want to be in a safe place. So these were the 5 parts. In the last part, he talks about education. That's interesting, and he ends with meditation. So he says that he's doing meditation and how it's going to help. Right? So I'm not speaking about it because I need to know a lot about different stuffs too. I'm just sharing what I'm reading. So at the end, if I want to conclude that how this book is, it's actually wonderful. Some of it I agree with him, and some of this I don't agree, whatever it is. It is actually in a popular science category. I wasn't knowing a lot of stuff. I got little from here. I hope you people are watching till here. And if you are watching till here, You are 100% unique on this planet Earth. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and share this content. If you find something from this channel, then definitely share it. If you didn't find it, don't share it. If you are only getting something out of it, then only share it and then subscribe this channel. Let me meet you people in the next week with a new book. Until then, keep reading, keep exploring, keep sharing. Bye bye.